G'day Joey, mate. Now what we need to do is we need to import the engineer's details so I can check, whether you've followed them. This one here is a retaining wall here. It's got a Dinsel wall with a single skin brick on it, and it's here. Basically, all I did is I screenshotted what I thought was important out of the drawings, the engineer's drawings, and basically I put them in. So I've got retaining wall 1 here, which is block work, and I've got retaining wall 2, which is brickwork, and you can see you've done it in double brick. I'll run you through how to do that. I'm going to import the other ones as well, just so you know how to import. I'm pretty sure you do, but anyway, file, import. Here's all the screen captures I did, and I'm importing them as an image. And I'm just going to put them here. Now, one thing, the resolution is good, and you explained before that you couldn't read the text before. The reason being is you need to go to Windows, Preferences, OpenGL, use maximum texture size. Okay, and then that way you'll be able to get it in quickly. So file, import, next one. Notice that those file sizes are pretty small. If you do massive imports, you're going to just get your model overloaded. And if your model ever does slow down, just make sure that you actually purge as you go. Okay. Okay, took 180 materials out in one style. Just everything you do makes it go faster. Okay, so now I've imported a whole heap of different things. I've got my beam details. I have my location of beams according to floor. So I've got my ground floor, which is what we're working on now. We're working on C, beam 2, and beam 2 is a 310 UB32, maximum extent 6.1 meters. Right, and that's going to go here. So really what I need to do is probably go to my engineering. I'm going to go and I'm going to create another scene. I'm going to go right click, add, create scene. I'm going to call it engineering. GF engineering, ground floor. Okay, enter. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to turn my section cut off. And I'm going to have to add another section so I can see where I actually need to work. So I need my section cut there, new section cut. I'm going to put it in, say, here. And I'm going to lift it up using move. Select move. Active cut. I don't know why that cut's not active. Frustrating. It's an active cut and it ain't working. I don't know why. Maybe because it's too high. No, it's not too high. Okay, and see if I can get it down so I can see where I need to be. Top of that wall is ideal. I could also just hide the top floor as well, whatever's going to be easiest. I think it is going to be easier to hide the top floor. I'm going to delete that, Control Z. Delete that section, turn it off. And go through and hide all of my top floor. And everything I don't need. Now this face here, don't know what it is. Mate, I'm not even sure what that is. Maybe it's your joist. It's kind of hard to look over someone else's drawings. Okay, there your joists. Stable section cut. Right, now I'd have to check the height of that. There's a lot to do when I'm doing this, so that's why I hope I can get you to do this, Joey, because it's kind of difficult. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I do notice when I'm doing this is that, number one, I need to turn my joists on, and this wall here, let's turn this on so you can see, this brickwork's too high, okay, which means that essentially they wouldn't normally brick through joists like that. So what we need to do is we need to drop the internal skin down and lift the external up. So I need to know the height of my joists so I can figure out how far to drop it down. Okay, so I need to know a measurement from here to here, which is 320. Okay, so it means that this wall here needs to drop 320. And I assume it's the same on the other side. Right, so you need to watch this, mate, because this is important. Right click, walls, edit wall. Okay, this has got to drop down 320. So I've got 1645 minus 320, 1325, 1325, and then your manual overrides, I need to go minus 320. That way the external skin of the wall will be where it needs to be. Let's have a look at what happened there. Right, so my joists are now running over top of the brickwork. However, I also, if I hide this, you'll see what happened around the back here. Hide it, and you can see that now my joists sit on top of the brickwork. That's how it should actually work. I'm assuming that this wall here should be the same as well. It depends on where the first floor does, and the only way I can do that is go View, Hidden Geometry, and probably unhide this wall here. And unhide my joists. Right, if I ran a section through, I should be able to see what's going on there. Right, you see you've got a joist inside the wall there as well. That joist, obviously, number one, it's not in the right spot. And I'm not sure why you're having so much trouble is getting your joists in the right area. But basically it means I've got to redraw them if you get them wrong. And that's kind of something I want to try and avoid by doing this teaching. So it's important you pay attention to what we're doing. All right, mate. And turn View Hidden Geometry back off. Right, so I've got to redo all of the joists. Let's have a look over here. You've got bearers that aren't quite coming all the way through. So let's go back to my engineering ground floor. And let's see if we can get this correct. Okay, right, so I'll turn those section cuts off. I'm looking at this plan here and I've got this beam 2 and it's got 2 columns. So the beam 2 is a 310 UB32. And it lines up with this wall here. Beam. There's no 310 UB32, which is frustrating. So I'm going to draw one in. I'm going to take this one and put it in here. I'm going to explode it. Just I'll put it where it needs to be. Why it's sitting on columns, I don't know. It's sitting on brickwork. It shouldn't need columns. Okay, so basically I've exploded it down. It should have nothing about it. Let's see if I can just lift that section cut up a touch. Need to turn the flooring off. And it needs to be 310 millimeters from here. So I'm going to select it all. Dimension. It's 256. It needs to be 310. So let's go up 54 mil. Select the whole lot. Use the BIM tool. So 310 UB. What was it? 42, wasn't it? 32, I think. I'll check it. UB32, yep. Steel garage. And I need to put on my engineering layer. Right, therefore it's going to estimate where it needs to be. And the length of it, I'm going to get the length while I'm here. I can get it from entity info. Six meters, 220. Okay, so 310 UB, 32 in the garage, and that's it. Submit. Okay, I need to turn my engineering back on. Okay. Okay. Right, there's also this one here needs to be reduced down on the inside. These walls here need to be reduced down. I'm not sure why you didn't just put in a garage door there, because it had the steel beam inside of the garage door. It's sort of been a bit of cutting and shutting going on there. So it's a separate wall. I'm not quite sure why you did that. I would have just put the garage door in and then put the beam in. Regardless, it is where it is, and I haven't got time to redraw everything. So, okay, so I'm looking at over top of the garage door, which is beam 3. Get rid of this. Sorry, beam 1. Beam 1. Beam 1. Okay, it's a a beam with a plate rod on the bottom of it. What have you got in there now? Okay, there's nothing in there at all. I don't know why you did that. That should have just been one wall and basically a garage door in there regardless. I hope I have a beam in there to do that. Let's have a look. I need to go back. Got what type of beam it is. Beam 1 is a 300 PFC. Yeah, it's going to be okay. Let me just show you something. Just because this is kind of taking me a lot of time to do, and I really don't have time to do that. So you need to read these details and have a look. And I'm going to try and teach you what I can here. 2740 and say 2100 door height, double masonry. I'm going to draw a wall. It's kind of hard, Joey, I've got to say. A bit frustrating. Right, got a wall here. Right click, walls, add door. Choose the garage door that we're going to use in there. Garage door, glider roll. We don't need a header over top of it because it's brick, so it's none. Let's put it in. Let's see what happens. Right, by default, it put the beam in that they were actually requesting, which just would have been a lot easier. I just can't understand why you did it that way. But anyway, so really, what I need to do is now redraw your drawing, so I can figure out where my doors are. So I'm going to go here and go line, so that way I remember where your door is. Over here. Right, now I can see where it is. Now, another thing that it appears now, which I've only sort of just noticed, is that your slab's supposed to have a step down. If you look at this here, it says you've got an 86mm step down on the slab and a 310 overall footing. Let's have a look at what you did. Because if we don't get this right at the start, and we've got engineer's drawings, we just have problems. Okay, so you haven't got an 86 step down there. It looks like a 172 step down. Yeah, 172. So that should have been an 86 step down to start. Slab, edit slab, which just means that I'm going back and doing a whole heap of rework that kind of needs to be picked up. So I just spend a little bit more time initially to get that right. And we should have less problems. So there's my 86 step down, and then it means I've got to move my walls. You can see that I'm doing a whole heap of work that really could have been picked up early in the piece, and I need to see if we can fix that, mate, because it's just, I don't have time to do this. Right, okay, now I need to, there's one other thing too is that you wouldn't have been aware of, so this is something good to teach you, is that this wall here, it also probably needed a plate on top of it. So walls, edit wall. Manual overrides. I have to add a plate on top of it, include top plate. And that's something for the joist to fit on. Okay? Right, you see that? It just added a timber plate on there for me. So now when those joists sit on it, they'll sit on there properly. This one over here. Not sure why we've got double walls there as well. What does the detail show? Turn that section off again. retaining wall 1. Okay, it has a timber frame up the inside, and then it has a block frame on the outside. So maybe that is a timber frame. Okay, look, I mean, I'm not sure why you did that. I've just got to fix this up. So basically, I did the same thing here. Put a top plate on. I now have that wall. Oh, Christ. Single skin wall. Oh, man, I can't figure out what you've done here, mate. Okay, just make sure when you do your garage walls or garage doors, you make that wall all one. Because I don't really know what's been done there, and you know it's probably you're doing well because you're sort of just learning that. You can see that I need to try and get this better if I can. It looks like that needs to flip along. Flip along, say red. No. Flip along green. Okay. I'm basically just working with what you've done here. I'm not sure. There might be a good reason for it, mate. I'm not sure. Regardless, you can see that needs to go up a touch more. The overall wall height should be what? Line from here. $723 should be the overall wall height. So 723 minus 320 is 403. Should be the wall height plus 320. Walls. Edit wall. 420. I said, didn't I? 403. Oh, man. How high do I need this to go up? Basically is what I need to know. What's the distance between here and here? 35 millimeters. Okay, so I need that to go up 35 millimeters. Or manual overrides, it needs to go up 35 millimeters, so it needs to go up. That's 5. Delete. Okay. Now I need to address this. What this says here. It says on that engineer's plan that that's a timber frame wall there, but is that correct as per the architecturals? I don't know. It's hard because I didn't draw it from scratch, so I don't know the plans. Okay, Joey, so I've been looking at the plans, mate, on another screen. This is supposed to be a brick veneer wall here, which is a timber frame on the inside and lining. I haven't got time to redraw that, mate. I'm going to need to get you to do it. You just need to spend a little bit more time looking at the plan. It's not double brick downstairs. Basically, I just need to show you something so you can understand what's going on here. So it's got a brick veneer wall down here. Okay, and it's something that you probably would have had troubles figuring out, so I can show you how to do that now. So masonry veneer, and it's 2740 or whatever the height of the wall is, and your head height's usually 2100. Okay, now what I need to do is I'm going to go and draw these walls here for you, and I'm going to get you to redraw because I haven't got time to do this. Right, like this, like this, like this. I think it goes back in like that, something like this. Look, I mean, I'm just not doing the measurements. Okay. So now I have a brick veneer wall, but on a couple of the walls, number one, you had your door here, add door, and it goes all the way down to the floor, as you can see. Right, so I've got the door there, automatically put the steel beam in, so that's all one. Now over here, you've got a retaining wall coming back about this distance. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the walls, split wall here, like that, and go enter. Right, now I have two walls, you see. And these walls here that have retaining walls around the back, see here, what you need to do is the bottom of the wall of this one, and this one, it actually needs to lift up. So here's something that you probably weren't aware. You haven't seen this video, obviously. Okay, so down the bottom of manual overrides, you've got external step down for concrete and joists, right? Now it needs to be minus. So say it was up a meter. I go minus 1 meter, right? And I go submit. Right, see what happened? And now my retaining wall would now go in here. So then I would go and use that retaining wall, which is block, single skin block, masonry, single skin masonry there, and I'm going to go down and choose block. Right, you can go to search, you can write in block, whatever the size of the block is, or you can create one. I'm only guessing what it is. I'm going to just choose this one here, and it's a meter high. Doesn't matter, you've got no windows in it. Right, I'm going to start from around here because it draws clockwise, or I could have used insert. Right, and you might need to offset this a touch. So if you wanted to, you could just go right, like that, push escape, go from here, so you still got your cavity. I'm just going to roughly do this, mate, because I haven't got time to do too much here. Okay, and you can see now I didn't need that top plate on there, so I would have turned the top plate off. You can see what I'm getting at. That would have given you what they've asked for. So to get rid of that top plate here, manual overrides, turn the top plate off is what I should have done. So go and select them. There is a fair bit in this, mate, and there's a lot to learn, and you've done a fantastic job. Just these smaller parts that I don't have time to do, that's all. Manual overrides. I don't want a top plate. Submit. Right. Now when I did a section through that wall, obviously that one needs to push in. I've got a shortcut, shift, push, pull. You can push it in, right, however it needs to be. Right when I run a section through here now, you'll see that it's the same as the detail. Right. See what I mean? I'll save this model and I'll send it to you, so see if you can redo that for me. Thanks, Joey.